Hey, welcome to my channel. This is Kristina. Today's video is a follow-up process video to last week's, which was more of a show and tell style. This art journal page was created for a YouTube hop in the Facebook group Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. The theme for the August hop is See Me Ya See. So my take on it was to create an underwater mermaid layout. I started the background by applying a layer of matte paint. Matte or chalk acrylic paint are the best to use with other mediums. The finish of the paint allows you to apply other products on top way better than a regular acrylic paint, because those usually have a shiny finish which will only cause the products to slip off. This pattern paper is from Graphic 45 and has wonderful steampunk sea images and quotes. I decided on some images I wanted to use and start fussy cutting them out. To some this might be tedious to do, but I actually find it therapeutic. If you have issues with your hands or wrists, the easiest way to fussy cut is by rotating the paper as you cut rather than moving your scissors around. By rotating the paper and keeping the scissors stationary, your hands and wrists shouldn't move much. This is also a good preventative tip if you don't currently have problems. I like to place the cut images on the journal pages first to figure out the placement. I already knew that I was going to be using texture paste, so this will also help me identify the areas I would be applying it to. Drawing a soft outline around the focal points with a pencil will act as guidelines, making it easier to glue the paper down on a smooth surface. I have been wanting to try mixing together chunky glitter flakes and transparent gloss texture paste. I thought this was going to be the perfect opportunity to create glittery bubbles. I chose the transparent gloss for 3 reasons. 1, so you can see the chunky glitter through it. 2, to maintain the shiny sheen of the glitter. And 3, to resist any ink sprayed on top. If you used a matte opaque paste, this technique wouldn't work. This stencil is from PM Artist Studio, who are the creators of the Facebook group Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artists. Since I'm trying to create bubbles, I did try to focus applying the paste mixture through just the circles, but I didn't mind if it went outside of them. Because there were some pencil guidelines to follow, that helped me to know where to apply the bubbles. You can already see that the chunky glitter shines through even before the paste has dried. The paste will look a bit milky at first until it dries, where it will become transparent. I will continue on now to the other side, still making note of those pencil guidelines. Here is a close-up look at the paste, since sometimes the camera does not pick up the details. Look how pretty that glitter is shining through the stenciled paste. So while the texture paste is drying, this is a great time to work on any other elements you might want to add to your journal page, such as die cuts. When I use die cuts, sometimes I have the ones you cut using metal dies that are run through a manual machine such as a Big Shot. The other die cuts I use are digital ones that I cut with my Cricut electronic cutting machine. Those are usually ones I design myself. I like to pre-cut a bunch of die cuts ahead of time to have on hand ready to go when I create an art journal page. I do not want to stop during a journaling session to go cut out some designs. Having a bunch already done really helps to simplify the process. I mainly use a medium weight mixed media paper for all my die cuts. My favorite paper is the Strathmore 300 series 117 pound vellum surface mixed media paper. It's not too thick that it bulks up my journal and also not too thin. It takes on a lot of wet medium really well. In one of my last videos, I used this paper to create a door for a journal page. And it had a lot of texture paste and ink sprayed applied to it, so it held up great. This is where I started applying some inks with a brush. I discovered really quickly here that I was not liking how the ink was looking applied this way, and also I wished I added this glitter paste as the last layer of the background. As much as I am still happy with the way the page turned out in the end, the texture paste before the sprays looked so much more sparkly and beautiful. But this is art journaling. It's so much fun to experiment and discover techniques. This learning experience has just added to my inspiration for another journal page, using this texture paste mixture. I know I wanted the bubbles to resist the ink, but because the stencil design was so busy, I just ended up wiping away pretty much all of the ink applied. This is where I decided to just spray inks over the entire pages. Now we can see more contrast between the bubbles and the background, so I continue to remove ink using a baby wipe. Look at this, the glitter still shows through even after mixing it into a texture paste and applying inks on top. So much fun. Alright, so this is the part where the page comes together. I pretty much follow the same steps each time I journal. Having avoided applying the texture paste where I would have been gluing down the papers makes it so much easier and the images look smoother. This part is optional, but I love inking the journal page edges to give it a shadow or framed look. I just think it finishes off the spread. I want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button. That support will help my channel to grow. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell if you would like to see future videos from me. Thank you again, and see you in the next video.